Hey, what's going on? So it is May 19th. Yeah, May 19th. Not many of these left, right? Coming towards the end of the year. CNN 10 for today. It's the beginning, at least, is a lot of review. And the title is A Return to Normalcy. So after a year, I don't know what's wrong with my voice. Maybe I haven't talked to anybody this morning yet. Maybe that's the problem. Returning to normal. So vaccines are rolling out. Maybe your parents got a call last night. Maybe you did too. That this isn't on CNN 10, but on Friday, this Friday, 2 days from now, we're having vaccines, I guess, here. Check the website for more details, but that's a possibility. So we're getting back to more normal, but one important thing that CNN is going to talk about, CNN 10, big difference between CNN and CNN 10, that they're going to talk about is reentry anxiety. Reentry anxiety. And they're going to talk about some other people who have had this in the past for different reasons. But for us, it might be after more than a year of us being told, hey, don't stand too close to somebody else. Don't get into a crowd. That since we've been told that for a year, getting back to normal, it might give us some anxiety. Like, I don't have a mask on, and I'm like, they showed a picture of like a crowded subway. And I don't know if you guys get like this or not, but when I'm watching a show sometimes, and it might have even been made before the pandemic, but I'm like, whoa, they're a little close. They're not wearing masks. So it's a thing though. So just kind of be prepared if you feel the same way, like, oh, I don't know if I want to be in a crowd or a classroom where I'm sitting at a desk with somebody else. Just understand that you're not alone. They're going to talk to some people who were like held prisoner for a few months and then they are going back into society. So it's a thing. I got the trivia question right, but it's because I'm old. So I remember when the next story is about how I won't say the two names because it might give it away, the trivia question, but two kind of traditional media outlets, not streaming services. So they have been around since we only had TV, like not even internet. That's how old these two like conglomerates are. And the conglomerate is a company made up of former smaller companies, a conglomerate. Well, there are two conglomerates that are wanting to join and to try to compete with streaming services like Netflix and Disney. But the interesting thing is, we've talked about this too. CNN 10 doesn't talk about it, but I would like to. Monopolies. I can't remember the reporter's name. It's not Carl, but he says that this merger of these two massive media companies, you have heard of them when they talk about it in CNN 10. But when they get together, once everything is drawn up, regulators have to look it over. Regulators from the government, because they want to make sure that this doesn't have the potential to become a monopoly. And we are told that it could take up to a year. So these two companies want to get together. We'll see if it happens. It's AT&T and Discovery, so I don't think that will give away. But with Discovery and AT&T, because AT&T, you've heard of that, right? It's a phone company. Plus, they also have like TV channels. So when those two entities, once those two conglomerates get together, I mean, they're going to struggle, I think, to compete with Netflix and Netflix and Disney. Yeah, Disney's crazy. Disney owns ABC, which when I was growing up, we only had like 3 channels. When I was really young, we had ABC, CBS, and NBC. They're still around today. But Disney owns ABC, they own ESPN, they own Star Wars, they own Marvel, they own Pixar, plus they're Disney. Yeah. Hard to compete with them, right? What's next here? Oh, Lamborghini. In a few years, they want to make only hybrid cars. So they're trying to become more environmentally friendly. But what they say on CNN 10 is like it's not really going to help the environment because nobody can afford a Lamborghini anyways. There's so few of them on the roads. Like, hey, good for you, but if we're looking for some big environmental change, yeah, it's not going to happen. Last night I was watching Mr. Beast. If anybody's a Mr. Beast fan, I'm a big fan of his. I think he does a great job. Gives back to he does everything right, right. In the video that I watched, they even messed up a store, and he made everybody clean it up. He's a good guy. He tries to do things right. But in one of the other videos, this guy, I think it was called "I Give." I don't know, 10 people $1 million, but they have to spend it in a minute, something like that. So this one guy, what he had to do was run to a car within a minute and drive it back over the finish line. And the really, really far one, like he had to run the fastest and hardest to get, was the Lamborghini. I think they called it a Lambo, right? Lambo. And he didn't quite make it to that. He got to the Tesla. Spoiler alert. He still got a Tesla, though. I think it was like $40,000. Not the couple $100,000 a Lamborghini is, but still, hey, Mr. Beast gives you a free car. Did you know, by the way? So that guy won a $40,000 car. Good for him. He still has to pay taxes on that. Yeah. So I won a bunch of stuff from a radio station one time. I like won jet skis, and I can't remember. It was like $10,000 worth of stuff, like wallpaper, random things, a grill. But the jet skis and the trailers that came with it, that was the most expensive. But I had to pay taxes on the $10,000. So I pretty much had to sell the jet. I didn't have any, I was in college at the time. I didn't have any place to keep it, but I had to sell the jet skis just so I could pay the taxes. Pretty much. I was very poor back then. New Hampshire gets the shout out today. So close. Not Maine. All right. I hope you enjoyed it.